Have you ever met someone and felt an instant, magnetic connection with them within minutes? You felt like you had known them for years, like they just got you on a spiritual level. You thought it was destiny, chemistry, or a meeting of soulmates. You were wrong. It was likely a calculated neurological hack known as mirroring. Mirroring is the closest thing we have to a Jedi mind trick in the real world. It is the ability to hack a stranger's limbic system and manufacture deep trust without earning it. When used correctly, it can calm a hostage-taker, close $1 million deal, or seduce a lover. When used against you, it can lure you into a trap before you even realize you are playing a game. Today, we will dissect the neuroscience of the Chameleon Effect and how mirror neurons control your reality. We will analyze the techniques used by FBI hostage negotiators to build rapport with violent criminals. We will break down the 3 levels of mirroring: physical, Isopraxism; tonal, the DJ voice; and verbal, the echo. And we will explore the dark side, how narcissists use this tool to create a false soul tie during the love bombing phase. By the end of this video, you will possess the keys to the back end of human social programming. You will learn how to make anyone like you, and more importantly, how to spot when someone is programming you. To understand mirroring, we must first look at the biological hardware of the human brain. In the 1990s, scientists in Parma, Italy, made a discovery that changed psychology forever. They were studying macaque monkeys. They noticed that when a monkey watched a human grab a peanut, the monkey's brain fired. Specific neurons lit up exactly as if the monkey had grabbed the peanut itself, even though it hadn't moved. They called these mirror neurons. They are the basis of empathy, learning, and tribal bonding. Humans are herd animals. Our survival depends on our ability to fit in with the tribe. Because of this, we are hardwired to trust people who are similar to us. Similarity signals safety. Difference signals danger. This is the in-group bias. When someone moves like you, talks like you, and thinks like you, your brain classifies them as self. And since you love yourself, mostly, you automatically love the person who reflects you. Most people mirror subconsciously when they are comfortable. It is a sign of genuine rapport. But the apex operator takes this subconscious process and makes it a conscious weapon. Let's analyze level 1, physical mirroring or isopraxism. This is the reflection of body language, posture, and energy levels. If your target is leaning back with their arms crossed and you lean forward with open arms, you break rapport. You are creating a disconnect. Your bodies are speaking 2 different languages. To build trust, you must align your geometry with theirs. If they lean back, you lean back. If they cross their legs, wait 10 seconds and then cross your legs. The delay is crucial. If you copy them instantly, it looks like mimicry. Mimicry is creepy. Mirroring is a dance. It must feel like a natural rhythm, not a pantomime. This also applies to micro-gestures. Watch their hands. Do they use sharp, chopping motions? Or do they use smooth, flowing circles? If you use sharp gestures with a smooth person, they will perceive you as aggressive. If you use smooth gestures with a sharp person, they will perceive you as weak or elusive. By matching their gesture vocabulary, you bypass their critical filter. You are sending a subliminal signal to their amygdala. I am safe. I am like you. Level 2 is tonal mirroring. This is often more powerful than body language. The FBI's lead hostage negotiator, Chris Voss, calls this the late-night FM DJ voice. When people are stressed or defensive, their voice pitch goes up. They speak faster. If you match their stress, you escalate the conflict. You create a feedback loop of anxiety. Instead, you must mirror their baseline, but shift it slightly towards calm. If they are a fast talker, speak at 80% of their speed. Fast enough to hold attention, slow enough to calm them. If they are loud, do not shout back. But do not whisper, as that signals submission. Match their volume, then slowly lower it. They will subconsciously follow you down. This is called pacing and leading. You match their state, pace, to get in sync, then you shift, lead, to where you want them. You can literally lower a person's blood pressure just by controlling the cadence of your own voice. Level 3 is verbal mirroring, or the echo technique. Words are the code we use to construct our reality. Everyone has a specific code. Some people use visual words. I see what you mean. That looks good. Let's focus. Some use kinesthetic words. I feel that. Let's get a handle on this. That hits hard. If a visual person talks to a kinesthetic person, there is friction. They are not seeing eye to eye. To hack this, you must listen for their keywords and repeat them back. If they say, I'm really worried that this deal will fall through because of the timeline, you do not say, don't panic, we have plenty of time. That invalidates their specific language. You say, you're worried about the timeline. You simply repeat the last 3 words, or the critical keywords, as a question. This forces them to elaborate. It makes them feel heard. It validates their reality. Psychological studies involving waiters proved the profitability of this technique. Waiters who simply said okay or no problem got average tips. Waiters who repeated the order back word for word, so the steak, medium rare, with fries, got 70% higher tips. Why? Because hearing our own words reflected back to us is the ultimate form of validation. It proves that the other person is not just waiting to speak, they are processing our existence. Now we must enter the darker waters. How is this used against you? We discussed love bombing in a previous video. Mirroring is the primary tool of the love bomber. When you meet a narcissist or a sociopath, they do not have a personality of their own. They are hollow shells. So they become a reflection of you. They ask you deep questions. What is your biggest dream? What are you afraid of? You answer honestly. You tell them you love hiking, old jazz, and honesty. Suddenly they love hiking. They have an extensive collection of old jazz. They value honesty above all else. You think, I have found my twin flame. You haven't. You are dating an echo. They are data mining you to build a persona that is custom designed to bypass your defenses. This creates the soul tie. You feel addicted to them because being with them feels like being with a perfect version of yourself. This is dangerous because when the mask slips, and it always does, you will be confused. You will think, but we had so much in common. No, you didn't. You had things in common with yourself. So how do you spot a weaponized mirror? How do you test if the connection is real? You use the disruption test. If you suspect someone is mirroring you aggressively, do something unpredictable. Shift your body language suddenly. Uncross your legs, lean way back, watch them. Do they immediately follow? If they copy you within seconds, it is likely unconscious rapport, or they are very good. To verify, break the pattern. Disagree with them on a minor point. If you say, I actually hate that movie, watch their reaction. A normal person will say, really? I liked it. They have their own identity. A mirror predator will stumble. They might say, oh yeah, it wasn't the best movie. They will try to realign with you immediately because they are terrified of breaking the rapport. A person who agrees with everything you say, does everything you do, and likes everything you like is not a soulmate. They are a spy. Authentic relationships have friction. Authentic people have edges. Mirrors do not have edges. Let's look at the application of this in the workplace or business. You are in a job interview. The interviewer is a stern, serious, older man. Do not walk in with golden retriever energy, bouncing, smiling, high energy. He will see you as chaotic and immature. You must mirror his gravity. Sit still, speak slowly, use formal language. I understand the gravity of this role. Once he relaxes, then you can show a little warmth. You pace, then lead. Conversely, if the interviewer is a young, energetic startup founder in a hoodie, do not act like a corporate lawyer. Mirror his casualness. Mirror his enthusiasm. This is not being fake. This is speaking the language of the listener. You would not speak French to a person who only knows Japanese. Why speak high energy to a low energy person? The ultimate master of this was Casanova. He did not seduce women with his looks. He seduced them by becoming exactly what they needed in that moment. To the bored housewife, he was an adventurer. To the intellectual woman, he was a philosopher. To the innocent girl, he was a father figure. He was water, taking the shape of the cup. But remember the cost. If you mirror everyone, you become no one. You can lose your own identity in the process of adapting to others. This is the Zelig phenomenon, the man who changes his personality so much he forgets who he is. Use mirroring as a tool for communication, not as a lifestyle. There is also a defensive application called the grey rock, which is anti-mirroring. When dealing with a toxic person who wants drama, you do not mirror them. If they scream, you go silent. If they cry, you remain neutral. You break the mirror. You give them nothing back. This starves them of supply. Mastering mirror neurons gives you the ability to de-escalate violence. Police officers are trained to mirror the stance of a suspect, but with open hands. If the suspect is bladed, turned sideways, the officer blades slightly, but keeps hands visible. This signals, I am not a threat, but I am not afraid. It lowers the temperature of the encounter. So, here is your mission for the next 24 hours. Choose one interaction, a barista, a co-worker, or a family member. Consciously mirror one aspect of their behavior. If it is the barista, mirror their tone. If they are cheerful, be cheerful. If they are tired, be low energy. Watch the difference in the service. Watch the difference in their eyes. You will see a flicker of recognition, a micro-expression of relief. Ah, this person gets me. Then try the echo. When a friend tells you a story, repeat the last 3 words of their sentences as a question. Friend: I had such a crazy day at the office. You: crazy day at the office? Friend: yeah, my boss was yelling about the reports. You: yelling about the reports? Watch how much more information they give you. Watch how deep the conversation goes. You are hacking the flow of information. Power is connection. The person who can connect with the most people has the most opportunities. Mirroring is the bridge. It is the universal adapter for human interaction, but always keep your core solid. The mirror reflects the world, but the mirror itself does not change. Be the observer. Be the strategist. Make them feel seen, and they will give you everything. Trust is the currency of the realm, and now you know how to print it.